All right, welcome back everyone. I goofed, my bad. I am so sorry. I did the characters based on real people before I did this video, so you're gonna watch them in the opposite direction, which means your informational versus literary nonfiction is going to actually come before your characters based on real people. So it's going to go summarizing, informational versus literary nonfiction, and then characters based on real people for you guys. And this is going to be a different page number for you as well. But go ahead and write that down in your outline, or sorry, your table of contents. That way you have an idea of where it's at and what order everything is going in. Once you have it written down here, go ahead and move to the next blank page. Yours is going to come right after summarizing. Remember, I goofed and I did the wrong one first, so mine is going to actually be right after characters based on real people. We always title the top of our paper the same that we did in our table of contents, so we know which one's which and we don't get confused. We are going to title this again, informational versus literary nonfiction. And you're probably sitting there going, oh, Miss Rocky, what in the world is informational text? What is literary nonfiction text? Well, they're both nonfiction. So they're both based on true stories. So they're both about real events or real information or real people. So both are nonfiction and based on real events, information, and people. Let's see if turning on this light helps you guys see a little bit. Not really. Okay. So both are nonfiction and based on real events, information, and people. Now, that's about almost everything that they share together. There are a couple of other things that they share, but informational text specifically is just the facts. Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts. So it's not giving us any story. It's not giving us this, I feel so connected to them. It's just giving us the information or just the facts about whatever topic it's on. So this text provides just the facts. Nothing else, just the facts. Whereas literary nonfiction gives us information, but in a story form. So has information in a story form. Most often you will see these as biographies or even autobiographies. So if you guys remember, a couple of lessons ago, we did our compare-contrast chart, and we used a text structure in order to compare two things. Well, we're comparing information and informational text and literary nonfiction text. So I'm going to make a chart to help me compare the two texts. So I'm going to draw this nice, lovely, I'm going to stay on that line. This nice, lovely little box right here. It's a nice giant rectangle. I'm going to have about 2 lines worth of space up here at the top. And the first thing I'm going to write down are characteristics. And everything in the first column is going to be a characteristic that I will see in either informational or literary nonfiction. Now my next column is going to be informational text, and I'm going to shorten it down to INF. That way I have space, because you can tell I'm already running out of space here. And then my last column, I'm going to shorten literary nonfiction to lit nonfiction. And we're going to go through and we're going to look for some different characteristics we might see in both, or might see in one or other or both of these texts. If you need to pause, go ahead and do so to finish your chart. If you're good to go, we are starting off with story elements. Now, you learned story elements, I promise. It was all the way back here in Plot Maps, Story Elements, Unit 3 on page 21 for me. So let's see, that would be, that's drama. We don't want drama. Oh, we're going to need theme here in a little bit. Here's characters and character traits. Conflict, that would be a story element. Setting is a story element. Characters are story elements. So our story elements include character, setting, problem, solution, theme, and plot. So our story elements include characters, setting, plot, theme, conflict. I think there was another one, wasn't there? Oh, solution. And when I'm reading an informational text, such as A Bear's Life or Wolf Island, I really didn't have any characters. Like, a Wolf Island had the one wolf that's looking for the other wolf, and it was sort of, kind of, almost there, but not quite. Because while he had a conflict and solution, that wasn't the main point of the book. That would be an informational text, Bear's Life and Wolf Island. In literary nonfiction is absolutely going to have those story elements. They, just like any other fictional story, they're going to have those elements. The next section or next characteristic that we're going to talk about are text features. Oh my goodness, when did we learn about those? Well, I promise you learned about these as well. That was all the way back here where we wrote text features. We have title, headings, bold, italic, illustrations, photographs, captions, and glossary. So when we're talking about text features, we're talking about photographs, pictures, titles, headings, all of these lovely informational pieces. So in Wolf Island or Bear's Life, we actually had all of those features. I don't know if you guys noticed them, but they were there. So we know informational text has this. Now, does literary nonfiction have it? It can. A lot of times you'll see, especially in autobiographies, they'll have photographs or pictures of whoever the biography is about. Your title is the main title of the book, and then your chapters could actually be your headings. So your literary nonfiction could have text features as well. Our third section of characteristics is going to be text structure. And there are 5 text structures that we've gone over and over and over, and I'm not going to make you write them again because we just did these. And we know for sure that those are in informational text because that's what we used in order to learn about text structure. But did you know that your literary nonfiction can also have those different types of text structure? And last but not least, we have our information on a topic or person. Did we receive true information? Did we receive factual information, either about a person or a topic or a specific area? If the answer is yes, that means it could be informational text. If the answer is yes, it could also be literary nonfiction. As you guys can see, there's a lot of similarities between informational text and literary nonfiction. In fact, the only thing that's different is that literary nonfiction has those story elements, but informational text does not. So when you're looking through your text, be very, very careful, because it could be informational text or literary nonfiction. You just need to see if it has those story elements in order to tell the difference. If you need to, go ahead and pause. There is informational versus literary nonfiction and the definition, and then our chart that helps us check off whether it's informational text or literary nonfiction. As always, if you need to pause, go ahead and do so, and be ready to discuss this information in your next class.